Hello, this is Longest Day, and we're looking at GT versus Georgia. Great game, and we're going to be looking at the offense. And there's a story to be told here. You can't go through the story unless you see the first part of the story. It'll help you understand what's happening and how this game develops, because it does develop, and you'll get to see some of that in this first segment. The second segment I'll do is much more successful on our offense, and you'll understand why we started doing what we did and why we were successful at it. All right, there's a lot to look at, so we'll try to be as quick as possible. If you look, they line up a lot like this, or not like this. They normally do about five-man fronts. This is the first defense we're seeing, though, in this game. And we'll go ahead and start it off. And you can see this is going to be a counter option. And in a counter option, it's going to be counter this way, but it's actually going to go this way. So you're going to go back against it. So it looks like a triple option this way, and it goes back the other way. And the key, you want to look at how these guys are reading this. So right here, it looks like it's going to be a triple option this way. Not a whole lot of movement. You can see here, there's not. This guy does actually take a step. Which will help us. But this guy doesn't take a big move. He's not really far downhill. He's not really going hard outside. Later in the game, though, he starts hitting our outside pretty hard. But you can see right here, they diagnose it pretty quick. You know, he gets on the outside. What happens right here, we get a little shove right there, slows him down, pushes him by. This block is defeated, and he stays on his feet, and he's able to get in there and cause some issues. Now, JT's making the right reads. We make this block. This is open on the inside. This guy is going outside of JT. So this is where he would want to go. We do make a good block on the outside. Had he have taken JT, this pitch would have been open, and we would have got some on the outside right there. All right, so we tried to counter, try to catch some quickly going to the edge, you know, trying to over pursue on the first play. Didn't quite work. All right, this is another big thing that we're going to be watching. Watch these cornerbacks. They are firing in. You see right there? He's ready to come in. This is in a triple option in this direction. So let's see what happens here. This guy and this guy both go to the outside, steps to the outside. So this is a correct read. We do miss a block right here. I'm assuming this is the block that the center is supposed to make. Sometimes he's sealing off the backside. Depending on if this guy's going hard on the outside, then you don't need to block him because he's way out here. He's taking himself out of the play. But in this particular play, what happens is we get, you know, right here, we're at a disadvantage. He's almost right over the center, and we're expecting this guard to block him, and that's a very difficult. He gets an arm on him. We do a great job considering, you know, where they're lined up of trying to block him, and we end up making a couple yards anyways. You might also look, and it might have been better to check to this side actually, even with this guy stepping up, because it's an easier block. There's a hole right here for him to go through. So anyway, so you know, Paul's seeing that cornerback fire in, and let's see what happens on this next play. If I remember right, we'll see what happens here. It's going to be a pass play. So he's seeing those cornerbacks fire, so he's going to try to pass it. They don't fire on that particular play, but JT puts his feet on the ground to make the first down. I do want to point out someone here. Watch Andrews. You know, he really gets after his guy, keeps after him, doesn't give up, and actually allows JT to escape. So great job, Dennis, on keeping those blocks up. I was very impressed with Andrews throughout this game. He has some great blocks, some good runs, but it's the blocking that truly wins the game. All right. Let's see right here. This is another one you can see right here at the bottom. This is the cornerback sneaking over. JT sees this. So he does right here, he's changing the play. He's changing the play right there. Changes it and just throws it out to the smelter. So if you're going to fire a cornerback, this safety, you know, if he comes in, you know, we're going to hit you long. If he right here, you see this A-back, he's going to be open long. If he stays out, he's got to cover the A-back, and so he's going to get the pass right here. So you can't cover both with one guy. One of the guys are going to lose. So that's what ends up happening right there. We make the pass, and that makes the yards. All right. So we do a I don't know, counter dive, I guess, somewhat, if you want to call it that. And you look, you know, we're pulling right here. We do a pretty good job. Right here, this guy is doing a good job of staying in his lane. He actually gets his arm around him and slows him down. But we still pick up a few yards off of it. All right. So a key here, right here, we're going to do the pass right here. You can see the corner coming in. The corner's coming in, and what happens this time is the safety stays out and he covers the wide receiver. So this is going to leave our A-back wide open. You can't cover both with two. You can't cover both the wide receiver and the A-back with one safety. And so he's open. He just takes his eye off the ball a little too quick and ends up bobbling it, and we don't make the reception. That would have been a first down. If we execute, that's a first down, but we're 3rd and 8. All right, so let's see what happens next. Go ahead, and you can see the we got 4-man front here, and it's just going to be another play action. But you see this time this guy doesn't bite. They're staying off. That was a close one. I'm not sure why Paul did this. I guess it's because it's 3rd and 8. We are over the 50-yard line. Perhaps do a dive, and if you're close enough, go for it. But so he's not open. They don't bite, and run back the other way. If you look, he's open. It's just the ball is thrown a little short. Right there off the back foot, right there. So throwing off the back foot, it doesn't have the force it needs to get to the player. So now we're 4th and 8. So there's a lot of passing in there. The reason why we're passing is it's open. It's open. We just got to connect, and you got to be good at passing. And although we've shown to make some great passes this year, that's not our that's not what we've practiced for all year. We've practiced for running. So we'll get through this. We'll get through the next series here. I do want to get to this series on this particular one, and because it really starts to show the story. Right here we're lined up. We're basically going to just dive it, just try to push him right here, and we do get some great pushes. You can see we got a great little block right here. Takes him off his feet, but he recovers pretty good, and Days is running low, and he's slightly tripped up right there, but he makes great yards. We're just going to shove it down their throats is what we're going to try to do there. And I think what we do is we come back, and we do it again. Shove it down their throats. That's what we're doing. No big blocks, no big heroics, just everybody doing their job, moving the line of scrimmage. In fact, we do have a guy that gets through right there, but Days is fast and strong enough to get through and make the first down. So keep that in mind. That's working. Shoving down their throats is working. So here we're going to do another play action pass, and look, he bites. You can see this cornerback right here. He bites on the play action. So, but the problem is he bites, but we roll back the other direction, which ends up being good. Well, in this case, not good. Later on, it ends up being good. Right there, Smelter does a great job of playing defender. And if you look, what happens is Smelter is open right here. See, he's open right here on the inside. It's just when we throw it, it ends up going to his outside. So, again, passing is not our forte. I think we'll get better on it as the years progress with JT, but right now that's not what we need to be doing. We drove it down their throats twice, and it worked. All right, so he doesn't like what he sees. There's something going on. The clock is ticking down. Not going to get it off in time. Oh, no, it was a false start. All right. So what's going on here? Let's see if I can show what's going on. So they're lining up, and the safety steps up right here. So JT calls the play to go to the other side, and we pitch it, and we're just not able to seal the edge right here. They get on the outside of us pretty quick, both of these guys, and we're not quick enough getting to the outside. If we were a little quicker getting to the outside, it might be possible to be around this guy where he's chasing us, but we're not there. We do make the block here. I just want to point out Perkins' perfect block. We just have to be fast enough to get to the outside or try to seal the edge better. So after the false start and we lose a little ground, we end up way behind right here, and it's going to be a pass play. And you can see we do get a block on this guy right here. It's good. Takes him to the ground. We're outside. Going to throw it. I guess no one's open. Can't see downfield. Ends up picking a couple yards just to kind of get us further down the field. All right. So passing did us in on the first one. False start. Not sealing the edge. And then we were able to make it happen on that third down. Too far. All right. We do want to get one more series in on this particular segment, and then we could start on the good series. We're making making touchdowns, pushing down the field. All right, so here we are. We got a 5-man front right here. See that a lot with Georgia. And here is the spin counter right here. And we have the pulling guard right here, makes his block. And what happens is this guy is just able to get through right here and ends up being for minimal gain. All right, keep on going. Commercial. Get back to the game here. Change the quarters here, going the other direction. As you can see right here, this looks like the reverse. So let's see what's going on. This guy is definitely yelling the other side. So everything looks good. And the announcers pointed out that this wide receiver does a great job of not blocking the back. He gets in the front of him, gets in the way, and that allows Smelter to get to the outside of him. Great job right there, trying to make the yards. Pretty good job. Georgia didn't let a touchdown, so I mean they defended it fairly well, but we end up picking up enough yards to make the 3rd and 2 very manageable. All right. So if you look right here, a great little motion right there. Try to get them to jump off sides, and they didn't. So, but it's good. You got to keep them honest. Keep them honest to the snap count. All right. So this is going to be just basically a dive. We're diving. He's got to basically want the yards. And, Zach is just so quick hitting the hole. He is so fast. He probably doesn't give JT a whole lot of time to read when he's in. And the mesh is a lot quicker. So, but he ends up making that first down. What little hole there was, he ended up getting through. All right. First down. All right, there's 5-man front, 2 back. You can see how they're changing quickly. And so that really changed. See right here, you can watch his head. He's communicating right there. See, that's probably a pretty smart move. Is that quickly change the defense, because that changes who you're going to block and who you're not going to block. So I thought that's pretty smart. Ends up being a pass play, and if you look, I don't think JT calls it any different. But look at his corner. See him step in right there. Now, normally what happens is, I guess it depends on what the safety does. This guy is open. The problem is JT's feeling pressure, and when you get a see from behind, he's not looking back. JT would have to throw it up in hopes that he sees it, coming to him, and possibly could have made something happen. But right here, Smelter comes back and makes an incredible catch. Bam! I wish it was a little bit more clear, because it's a beautiful catch, and we end up making the first down. All right, so we're going to do it again. Play action. You can see not so much of a bite by the corner, but and so everybody's pretty much covered. Our pass blocking gets defeated, so JT's flushed pretty early. I guess the better, you could step forward and say he should step forward. I think this guy would have him if he went forward. So just does a lot of movement, just ends up throwing it away. Smart move. 2nd and 10. So we're passing the ball, and there's a reason why we're passing the ball, because they're firing the corners. So I understand why we're passing the ball. It makes sense to pass the ball. What has worked so far is just stuffing it down their throats. So right here, this is going to be a triple option. So let's look right here. You have this linebacker going inside, so that's obviously going to be a pull. And in fact, they both go inside. So that's definitely a good read right there. There's no one to stop him, so he takes the corner. If he pitches it, you're going to be limited. I think this guy goes down if he pitches it, because his angle is going to change, and then he's going to have to go right over the A-back. But he doesn't. It's on the inside. We end up making a good 5 yards, 5-6 yards out of it. So good reads by JT. All right, timeout. Go forward here. All right, so we're passing again right here, and you can see right here, play action. This corner hesitates, and when he does, that allows him to be open. And we really are just putting it right there in the middle of a lot of defenders. But pass is complete to Smelter. Smelter's making it happen. That's the play where Smelter gets a little hurt right there. So he's down, gets up. He's not really moving. I just don't think there's a whistle. There's no whistle. So he's down, no whistle, and then he puts him down again. So, issue with the whistle blowing. All right. So this is going to be a lead option, and I'm not sure why this is so far back around. Normally when we lead option, he's right off his backside. He comes around, and this guy will be the guy who's left unblocked. He'll come out and hit another guy. This will be your pitch man. What happens is we miss a block right here. It's a missed block right there. Yeah, we miss a block right there. And so really, the second part of this is we're really stringing this out. We're kind of, the right thing to do here, even with the two guys, is to charge them. And maybe what you can do, even though we missed a block, is you can make them one player. You charge them, they both commit to you, and you pitch. So that could have been a possibility, but they don't. Justin does a smart thing right there. Once he's in this position, instead of pitching it, he just tries to pick up what yards he can. All right, keep on going here. This is going to be just a straight dive. Again, look at this. It's a straight dive right here. There's not an option, and look what we're doing. Just stuffing it down their throats. It's working. So every time we've gone to dive, straight dive, it's worked, but no issue. All right, let's see what happens here. Again, another straight dive, and it works. Perfect. 4 yards and a cloud of dust. Forget 3 yards. All right, so right here, we're doing a triple option. Let's see right here, do we make the right choice? This guy is obviously taking the B-back. So that's the right choice right there. He takes the B-back, and so he should definitely keep it. Now if you look, this guy is blitzing in, which is going to cause a trouble with the pitch. So this guy is definitely taking the QB. So what you would say is it's supposed to be a pitch. This guy is in the way. So that's definitely an issue. He does a great job of defeating this block right there. But Thomas has to keep it. So it ends up being very little yards. All right, so here we go again. Dive. I'm going to push it down their throats. Looks like about 4 yards and a cloud of dust. Dive works again. I'm saying this on purpose because when we come in the second half, that's what we're going to do. All right, so this is another triple option. And what happens, you have these two guys right here. These are normally the two option guys. This first guy takes the B back, and so the QB is supposed to keep. But it's a misread by Thomas and ends up being for a short gain. So that was a misread, unless it was a called triple option. You can see right here, he definitely has them. They're definitely not blocking him, and it's just a misread. All right, so we got fourth and 4, so that's not going to be enough to keep us going. We're going to go for the field goal. We haven't missed the field goal. All right, so I only got a few minutes left before I reach my maximum. I know this is very long, but I wanted to tell 2 stories. This is the first story. Hopefully you'll come back. Most people don't come back and watch the second one. You need to come back and watch the second one. This is a little long, I know, but it tells a story. We're passing. There's a reason why we're passing. The things that are working is the dive, the shoving it down their throats. And you're going to come back and see a different team as we close out this half and as we come back the second half. And I think you're really going to enjoy it. You need to come back and watch it. All right. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your comments.